Hello everyone, welcome to Global Government News. Today is August 21st, 2010, and I'm Darko. Welcome again to this Big Brother news segment. I'll have about 8 articles to cover. First one up is from Cleveland.com and it's titled High-Tech Carts Will Tell on Cleveland Residents Who Don't Recycle and They Face a $100 Fine. It says, it would be a stretch to say that Big Brother will hang out in Clevelanders' trash cans, but the city plans to sort through curbside trash to make sure residents are recycling and fine them $100 if they don't. The move is part of a high-tech collection system the city will roll out next year with new trash and recycling carts embedded with radio frequency identification chips and barcodes. That's right, guys, RFIDs. It says the chips will allow city workers to monitor how often residents roll carts to the curb for collection. If a chip shows a recyclable cart hasn't been brought to the curb in weeks, a trash supervisor will sort through the trash for recyclables. Man, some Nazis here. Trash carts containing more than 10% recyclable material could lead to a $100 fine, according to Waste Collection Commissioner Ronnie Owens. Recyclables include glass, metal, cans, plastic bottles, paper, and cardboard. The City Council on Wednesday approved $2.5 million on high-tech carts for 25,000 households across the city, expanding a pilot program that began in 2007 with 15,000 residents. We keep hearing about these state budgets, and deficits, and basically these states being bankrupt. And I don't understand how they can spend $2.5 million on crap like this, dude. Seriously, it's enforcing something that's totally politicized. Dude, I recycle. I just really started to recycle big time in the past couple of years here. But I don't think that you should be fined for not doing it, dude. That's ridiculous. The expansion will continue at 25,000 households a year until all of the city's 150,000 residences are included. Existing carts may be retrofitted with microchips. And it says the chip will assist us in doing our job better. Of course it will. The chip-embedded carts are just starting to catch on elsewhere. The Washington, D.C. suburb of Alexandria, Virginia, earlier this year announced it would issue carts to check whether people are recycling. Some cities in England have used the high-tech trash carts for several years to weigh how much garbage people throw. And so the loss of privacy and the ability to do what you want with your garbage, right? It says here, recycling is good for the environment and the city's bottom line. Officials said Cleveland pays $30 a ton to dump garbage in landfills, but earns $26 a ton for recyclables. The cities last year sent 220,000 tons of garbage to landfills and collected 5,800 tons of recyclables. Said the city stepped up enforcement of ordinances governing trash collection last year by issuing 2,900 tickets, nearly 5 times more tickets than in 2008. Those infractions include citations for people who put out their trash too early or failed to bring in their garbage cans from the curb in a timely manner. Man, this is just ridiculous, dude. I'm sick of living in this damn country, to be honest with you. It's almost as bad as that one city or town that made it, you had to shovel your snow or you get fined. I mean, what's the matter with people, dude? The only thing I could say is y'all need to stay out of other people's business, especially with the right to do what they want with their money, with their garbage cans. They want to leave it out all freaking week. Let them leave it out. New Logan searches blasted. TSA tests frisking policy. Logan Airport security just got more up close and personal as federal screeners launch a more aggressive palms first slide down body search technique that has renewed the debate over privacy versus safety. There was never a debate. Like I said, we're all slaves and we're just going into this. We're not really going into it. We're already in it. We're just being acclimated and conditioned to accept it. The new procedure, already being questioned by the ACLU, replaces the TSA's former back-of-the-hand pat-down. Boston is one of the only 2 cities in which the new touchy-feely frisking is being implemented as a test before a planned national rollout. The other is Las Vegas. It says we're all for good, effective security measures, says the ACLU. But in general, we're concerned about the seemingly constant erosion of privacy, and we wonder whether or not it's really going to be effective. Well, I don't think so, because the government sponsors terror, so of course it's not going to help. This is from the appleinsider.com. Future iPhones, iPads could recognize, adjust for individual users, relying on a user's picture or sound of their voice. Future portable devices from Apple, like an iPhone or iPad, could recognize individuals who pick up and use the item. Says the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office this week revealed a patent application from Apple entitled Systems and Methods for Identifying Unauthorized Users of an Electronic Device. The security-centric invention describes methods to identify users through a picture, the sound of their voice, or even a unique heartbeat. The photograph, recording, or heartbeat can be compared, respectively, to a photograph, recording, or heartbeat of authorized users of the electronic device to determine whether they match. The application reads, if they do not match, the current user can be detected as an unauthorized user. And I just covered an article where in Mexico they're rolling out another pilot program in Mexico that has to use iris scanners, scanning the eye. So this is pretty much like Total Recall and all these other movies that you saw. It's no longer science fiction. Said if an unauthorized user were to attempt to access the iPhone, the owner of the handset could be notified in a variety of manners, including a phone call, text message, or email. Could even send the owner or police a picture of the unauthorized user. And that's right, yeah, see those, and that's the thing. These things have been caught. Police love these iPhones and these smartphones. I covered an article last week about that. Police love them because they snap pictures of the people before they close the phone every time. So there's little screenshots, not really screenshots, but it's taking pictures out of the screen, and it's taking pictures of the user. So a lot of times you can be, that evidence can be used against you. Said pay up. This is from citypaper.net. Got a blog that makes you no money? The city wants $300. Thank you very much. That's funny because my blog it doesn't make any money at all. I think I made $1 in the past year. So said for the past 3 years, Marilyn Bass has operated MS Philly Organic, a small low-traffic blog that features occasional posts about green living out of her Maniac home. Between her blog and frequent contributions to ehow.com over the last few years, she says she's made about $50. To Bess, her website is a hobby. To the city of Philadelphia, it's a potential moneymaker, and the city wants a cut. In May, the city sent Bess a letter demanding that she pay $300 for the price of a business privilege license. The real kick in the pants is that I don't even have a full-time job, so for the city to tell me to pony up $300 for a business privilege license, pay wage tax, business privilege tax, net profits tax on a handful of money is outrageous, Bess says. It would be one thing if Bess's website were, well, an actual business, or if the amount of money the city wanted didn't outpace her earnings sixfold. Sure, the city has its rules, and yes, cash-strapped cities can be very well ignore the potential sources of income, but at that same time, there must also be some room for discretion and common sense. Next article is Google testing search as you type function. Google is testing a new feature that will begin displaying search results before users finish typing their queries. Technology blog Mashable reports currently beginning to type a query into Google's search bar pulls up predictive text suggestions of what the user might be looking for. With the new function, which Google calls streaming, as users enter text, a preview window will show updated Google search results for what they have typed so far. Contextual ads, which are now how Google makes money from searches, are also updated in real time as users enter their queries. It says the test of the new function is not available to the public yet. On its official blog, Google explained it regularly makes tests of potential new functions visible to a small section of users. Blogger Rob Alsby discovered the feature and posted video of it in its action on YouTube. And that's all we have for that one. And it says, this next one on this Australian news website, U.S. teacher loses job after Facebook post about germ bag students. And it doesn't really matter the content. Like I said, your privacy is gone. So, you know, if you're on Facebook, you better be careful what you say. And that's not just me saying that or advising that. That's president, or not really president, that's a non-U.S. citizen, illegal president Barry Santori advised children, students that, a year ago? Be careful what you write on Facebook, because it could be used against you later. And then I posted an article yesterday or the day before yesterday where the Google, not the Google, the head of Google, but basically their talking head, or the PR guy, their director of Google, basically said that generations that have grown up in the past 10, 20 years are going to have a name change because of all the information, all their private information that they've put out and that has been collected and stored online by people such as Google. So, man, that's just scary stuff. There is no privacy, and even the scarier thing is that people nowadays, especially young people, don't have a freaking clue. They don't have a clue about any of this, about the privacy. They're just going straight forward. Like I mentioned in a comment a week ago, you know, you're just don't look back. You know, someone said, "Oh, I'm just going to live my life." That was their comment on a Lady Gaga video, and I said, "Well, don't worry about it. You know, just you know, keep marching forward into that brave new world. You know, don't, you know, live your life, and in the end, you're just going to be living a life as a micromanaged slave, really. And if you don't mind having your privacy taken away from you, well, then, you know, you're going to love this new world order, because this is exactly what we're living in right now, and it's only going to get worse. But people that respect privacy and other people's privacy, they're not liking it at all. This next article is from the Register, and it's about our buddies in the DoD, DARPA, the one who brought us the internet. For what? For voluntarily collecting information on the masses. That's what it is. The internet was created to collect information on every single person, where they know, the government and the corporations know every single thing about every person on this planet. Well, anyways, DARPA, the U.S. Military Research Bureau, occasionally prone to embarrassing tumbles from the teetering kitchen stool of unreasonable risk, while groping wildly for the inaccessible biscuit tin of technological dominance secreted atop the unscalable refrigerator of unfeasibility, has done it again. Wow, that's a tongue twister. The maverick Pentagon death nerds, according to the federal documentation issued just afternoon, have handed out $369,000 for the purpose of covert precision emplacement of small payloads, the VBAT aircraft. And this is some pretty crazy stuff here. It says the VBAT, as one might have guessed, is the vertical takeoff version of the BAT, a small series of small unmanned aircraft produced by the MLB or spyplanes.com. It has a wingspan of 10 feet, weighs 70 pounds, can fly up to 5 hours on a fill of 2-stroke juice. It says here the VBAT can be fitted with a variety of spy-eye type payloads and will lift off, fly about, and land again all autonomously. You don't need to control it in flight, just tell it where to go on a GIU map control system. Of course, the future is what? Hardly any humans, right? They want the majority of things to be automatic. They want generals to be controlled remotely through, you know, manipulating brainwaves. This is the future, and it doesn't include a lot of people. It includes machines, and includes people smart enough to operate the machines. So you need to be privy to that. It says a VBAT might drop down out of the sky to plant such things as remote cameras and bugs. You like that? What is that? Like the thing that they've already said, it's already been publicized that they have the technology for little things as small as a fly to have microphones and transceivers on them. I mean, isn't that crazy? Robots that are flesh-eating that can survive. This is all stuff done by the Pentagon. Flesh-eating robots. Communication relays, marker beacons, small battery-powered ground crawler or inside buildings, flybots. The VBAT's payload is listed as 5 pounds, but it might squeeze in a pound or two. It says one might have thought this sort of thing in the service would be in the U.S. military already, but evidently is not, or DARPA wouldn't be looking into it. And it's just a bunch of mumbo-jumbo. Like Ellen Watts says, most of the technology that they roll out to the public, the military-industrial complex, what they roll out to the public, is already obsolete. And it's already been created 50 years ago. So this is Prudis Google slammed for Aussie censorship. They were censoring the Australian sex party during the elections over there. Next article, we're running out of time. Pentagon eyes technology to increase efficiency. The Pentagon's new cost-cutting drive is aimed at freeing up cash to sustain U.S. forces and fund needed modernization, not lower overall defense budget. We're talking about having Humvees with a bunch of little microphones on them. And they're purchasing 13 high-altitude airships, Those are spy blimps, people.